fashion was going through my head when you were talking about what you were doing with these artists. I know a little bit about fashion, but I also hear girls talk about the bags and the high-end fashion and how that it seems to be very close to art. And we also seen the fashion brands embrace Web3. And I'm curious if that's something you'll be embracing sooner than later, or do you want to stay in your lane for a little while?
I think that when we bring artists to Web3, fashion is one of the other distribution channels to do so. Okay. Many artists already do collaborations with fashion.
Okay.
Basquiat, Murakami with Louis Vuitton. So it's like there are a lot of collaborations with fashion. And I think that making that more streamlined, and especially in Web3, and especially gamified, is a very interesting opportunity. So I think that it's not so much that we will go, at least not in the near future, directly into fashion, but in the way that we promote our art assets, artists and art assets in conjunction with fashion and fashion brands. That will for sure happen.
Okay. Other question that came to my mind was, do you foresee a meme coin being created by you for your artists? I see you smiling already, but you mentioned that artist before, Chinese artist, and all the different iterations. And I just thought, wow, a meme coin could be next, because it's kind of the infinite use case of sharding, perhaps. I'm curious if you've thought about that or not.
I thought about that, and the question is, because it's like
a lot of downside too.
Well, yes, but the artist, like when we, what I described as financialization of the artist, taking the shards, putting them in the fund, tokenizing the fund, and then essentially trading a tracker for the artist, right? That essentially is a coin for the artist. You can call it, the Warhol coin, right? It's just a tracker of the Warhol market. And there is a market data that we already have that will inform the trading decisions of the traders if they'd like to follow it. It will tell them, Warhol is pretty liquid, and even in the traditional and the legacy art market, there are dozens of Warhols selling somewhere every day, every day.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing in crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.
And all of those sales, they affect the price. So you can see how the index of the Warhol will be affected by the real world events. But at the same time, it will be reflected in the real world repricing of the underlying asset consisting of all the shards of the Warhols that have been tokenized, right? So that's a coin, that's a Warhol coin. Now then there could be a Warhol meme coin. How do the two relate? Or is it the same thing? I don't know, thinking it through.
I think they're different. So in Singapore, one of the big stories I was following was this hip hop pop star named Iggy Azalea, and she has her Iggy coin, Mother. And so she flew over there to have a big party, and she was on stage, and she's got 8 million Twitter followers, and she's known for her albums and her look. And now she's got this meme coin. And look, memes come and go, and celebrity memes, there hasn't really been too many successful ones, because I feel like they launch it and then they lose interest. And maybe it's maybe like the earlier NFT market where it was just kind of an experimental cash grab. But the whole community was super impressed with her, I think, because of the party she held and the fact that she's all in, she's really educated. And you've got this thing that kind of tracks somehow a personality. It's not even quantified into anything physical or real world like that shard coin. It's kind of just an investment in them, their energy, their production, their daily memes on Twitter. It's weird because it's almost like, it's almost not physical, and that becomes something that's associated with them. And for me, it seems like maybe something that could be next, and I feel like we might see more of these.
Yeah.
But also, it's very subject to the personality of them. Also, the fact that maybe they have to stay alive and what they produce, and maybe their moods, and if they're still supporting that coin. So I don't know what's going to happen, but it's definitely new territory, I think.
No, absolutely. And there are different problems, issues, challenges in our business that I wrestle with every day, just like with any other business. One of them is how to maintain, because we have the overall community, and then we have the sub-communities within that overall community for every artist. So how to maintain the cohesion of the overall community and also the sub-community of every artist, right? Within, in the Web3 context. So is it a coin for that artist? That could be, one solution for it. So this is, now I'm thinking aloud here, but I think that something needs to be done in order to maintain that. And it's not a Discord channel, that's Web 2, right? It has to be a Web 3 solution, specifically for that sub-community. When it feels part of the overall art and live art community, but it has some specific affinity with the artists that they're collecting and utility related to that place in the art universe.
Yeah, that's interesting how you think about it that way. How can I bring that community together with an asset that could be a meme coin? Again, it's, loyalty point, meme coin. Yeah, what a great way to bring everyone together with something that isn't as specific as one of those assets. So yeah, could be a pretty exciting future.
To continue watching the rest of the episode for free, visit our website londonreal.tv or click the link in the description below.